right, welcome back. Welcome to the Max Tribune Sport. I don't say don't say comes live on this page. We'll begin kind live fast now. Because we need for the discuss the transfer window, the Salone Premier League in the end, the relegation battle between the teams them. Tough. The funniest thing about the relegation battle, we see Wilberforce striker winner, the current FA president in team, the first relegation. FC Johansen, the former president in team.
The
And
first
Eastern
relegation.
Tigers. Our Eastern Tigers, the one we get now some kind senior stakeholders now the game. You don't say now the game. So three teams with three big stakeholders they go down. The relegation battle noise and Cambo Eagles of Konneh need for tightening them belt, then get two more matches for complete the season and therefore win all those then two match then they if they for stay up. But it's rather unfortunate. Then get 32 points, two more matches for go, and then just the 1 point above relegation. But all the same, we go see how things go inside the league season as it end now. But now welcome Michael Dopeii. Before that, we also say yesterday the president of Sierra Leone, they will release a press statement to say they right say they don't get new ministers then subject to parliament approval. But so far so good. For the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, we get a female minister of sports. Well, not a person when new into sport. A lot of people don't they say an appointment will come to there as a new it be surprising. But the madam don't really taste that sport. I can say that. And madam way don't they into athletics. It don't serve clubs. It also don't currently before they appoint as minister now be the treasurer for the Sierra Leone Athletics Association. So he not new into the game at all and now possibly he don't new into the sports system. But anyways, we go see how we go take off sport because a lot of people they look at them say sport na side we get boku kiribikarba and they need some kind of strong man for day. But let's see, we don't get a strong woman, very strict.
Eastern a strong woman, strong woman.
Shout out to we viewers now Instagram Alpha Kanu and Ajikuruma and also Kante. Welcome, keep watching, and we move on with the show. Michael Dopeii, welcome once more.
Thank you, Maggie. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome back to all the viewers. Say the past couple of weeks has been a tussle, but we are back and we'll continue to bring the all the Salome and now if you know to Salome, no, as long as in Africa you watch the show, continue for bringing you nothing but the best news coming out of Sierra Leone and the rest of the world.
All right. That now the voice of Michael Dopeii, the great Dopeii of Chelsea.
No, we bounce back. We bounce back.
I know reach that side though. So tell me in the comment section how the transfer window they go now Europe for your team, which player your team don't sign, and I think so that player they go make the difference for your team this season. We see Arsenal, they don't complete the signing of Declan Rice, they be done by Pepe Trade, they don't buy Timber for set the fire. I for buy kerosene
buy kerosene. Now they don't call it yes. Now the ink water left for put inside the yes.
Yeah, they for just bring the ink water now. So when they mondo they go drink small water. But anyways, good for Arsenal and Manchester United also. We don't complete one signing where happened for B Mason Mount from Chelsea, and we also see the likes of Liverpool, McAllister and the other player where Liverpool signed where they don't unveil, then don't get two now inside. Oh well, the transfer window they go on small with the follow them and plenty players they also don't left where they go Saudi for go spend the moolah. But anyways, when I share the live before we start the giveaway, we get for give two people something. But we go only you go join the giveaway or qualify for the giveaway where you comment on the issues that way we did discuss now the show today. So like I'm to Dopeii, it's amazing. First of all, we don't get first of all the Wimbledon they go on and we see we don't see the match them from where they start inside the Wimbledon. Surprising for some people, but for others not, because we get the all-time legend where Novak Djokovic we go to the finals. And for the women's, we see the Tunisian where don't make so much name for herself. Waiting now you take on that.
Yeah, look, Wimbledon, because of the time difference, it's hard for us to wake up. Like personally, for me, for like get up and watch, but based on the highlights, man, they watch. Obviously the legend Novak, going to another Grand Slam final. It's nothing new for Novak, being at the top of his game at the age that he is. I think he's playing fantastic tennis, especially the fact say like he's more composed now when they play. And obviously for the Tunisian woman, that's for me, that's a massive win for Africa. Seeing somebody from Africa, putting us on the map, making it in the later rounds of the Wimbledon, which is one of the most prestige tennis competition in the world. So if not for the time difference, man, they would watch Aboku, but also, they live in England. They tell you to sleep. Now they tell you the gap. They tell you the gap, and they tell you to sleep. Only for fun. Only for fun.
Well, actually, Djokovic go get for play today. Their own time, as you say, 11 p.m. Australia time. So 1 hour from now, I go play Alcaraz
You
Garcia
say the
inside the
game
final. And
that's gonna be a 5 set, so that's gonna be 2 hour game. Now, man, when I get in and tell me, man, I ain't tennis, man. You watch.
So the women's single we don't play. The single final we don't play. Actually, we see Von Rozuva being get for win. He beat the Tunisian. So it's a good one for him. The Tunisian are in second final this way go, but not be
Yeah,
able for
very
win.
impressive.
But yeah, but very impressive for an African, because we know the days of Serena Williams and all, it'll be difficult for let we see an African
Yeah,
reach to that level.
that
Uh
yeah.
yeah. So it's gonna be a fun final today, because the number one man at the world will get for play against the well, they say now Wookie. A lot of people they call
Oh, it's in the final, so
yeah, the
Wookie
men's
don't make
final.
final. Wookie don't make final, so it doesn't really matter.
They
I think
say
if you play your own
Alcaraz.
tennis, at the end of the day, it's just playing your own tennis. If you play your own tennis, you might, the thing about sport is anyone's game at the end of the day. When you get to the final, it's a 50-50 chance winning or losing. So yeah.
Yep. So well, who they root for, who they root for, and success ahead. So the winners in the men's final. Congratulations to the women's, and it be actually want for we African sister winner Jabua, but be happen at all.
Australia, I hope they will come.
Yeah. So and say it go come here, we go come watch them now. Yeah. All right. Shout out to the guys that way they watch me live. Mengedi, shout out Mengedi Fofana from YouTube. They watch me. We get the Ibrahim G Goba, Ibrahim Benteke, we usual man. Yeah, we
Let's take
get
it. Watch two sides,
Member
YouTube and Facebook.
Ome M
I get that
Konneh.
how.
Shout out. Ore Tokeli, shout out. Welcome to the show. Mariama S. Barry, Ibrahim S. Barry, Timberland of Jenkins Street. What's up, bro? Long time.
I like you
All right.
guys. Jenkins Street.
Now Manchester, and they know to that timber way Arsenal buy Arsenal, they don't buy rest, they don't buy the timber.
That was I don't want
They buy for buy drink water, so they go able for cooking. But that's the best they don't spend. Okay, straight off, we will come to the World Cup qualification also, where they don't do draw. Salone de Group A. How they like for put to Group A? So Nations Cup they put to Group A. No do better. No can put to Group A back. We go come there. Let's talk about a new Minister of Sport for the first time in the history of Salone. A woman don't become the Minister of Sport, and it be surprising to some people. But for some of whether into sports, we know this woman as somebody whether into the system, and it fall within the ambit of the athletics family. Athletics are one of the biggest sports in the world. Though then they struggle in Sierra Leone, always athletics the athletes that they go to competition where they kind of they complain say they don't get per diem, they're not supported with tickets, they can even some competition that they know they go. But now the power then at the hand. Michael Dopeii.
Yeah, say when an athlete there, so with a smile, it's a good thing, for get somebody really able understand the struggles of a track and field athlete because it's not easy, let alone, my brother and sister that were in our Salone. They train hard for major competition where they come up and then they get the support at the end of the day. Even if they get away for goal, compete, it's still gonna be a difficulty getting there. And then when they get there, for compete at a high level, they show the absolute best. So I hope this lady, like you said, she's been in the athletic scene, and she's not a stranger to waiting to happen in terms of track and field. So at least this go make we the athlete then we go undress small. We don't get a little bit of support from the mommy. So with the back way in terms of major competition, like for example, next year you get the Olympic 2024 Olympic in Paris. So obviously, myself and other athletes there, where they want to represent Salone, they go for the PPR for a major championship like that day. So hopefully this maybe go, puts things in place so people can, get the opportunity to represent Sierra Leone and do it at a high level and not to really go the ego fatigue. And there's also other competitions in Africa like the West African, athletics championship that can happen, even the Sierra Leone championship. I feel like say even the national championship, the boxing day sports, all and I feel like say they can do more in terms of attraction crowd and the setup, the way it's set up all and so hopefully this maybe go put things in place in terms of like getting, because like you said, athletics is one of the biggest sports in the world, and also Salone will love athletics as well. Obviously, so football it dominates, but athletics, where the season come, we'll get people a lot where they show up for the athlete there. They show love, they show support. So for me personally as an athlete, I'm very happy for get somebody on my side. Hopefully things will be easier in terms of traveling and in terms of all that offer headache the way can make with the stress. So we own job now for just focus on representing Sierra Leone and going there and competing. So congratulations to the mommy, and hopefully we will make our own life easier. I don't know what they pray for, not like stress.
Yeah, my Mrs. Augusta James Timmer, Mama Timmer, as the beginner can call you, we dey expect the best from you. But now we shift away from athletics because also the only sport. We don't see ministers they don't come. First of all, I want to say well done to the former minister where na Yelenke for in tremendous support and work we do. Remember football been there into fight where Yelenke come in a one policy way putting foot down for let peace there inside football. And Yelenke during time now we see we country go to Nations Cup, we see the support where the players then get for get land. All that if you know to the minister be mediates, that land where President Bio big give with 100 million of be supposed to happen. But he playing your role, he playing role for let peace kind of football, he playing
What
role
the
for
wait
let
for you?
a playing role for like plenty sporting discipline and get peace. Like I said before, in they come into office, they meet athletics they fet, they meet boxing they fet, they meet plenty association that they fet for power. But the first way do now for make sure say all the impasses then they solve. And now we see all the association and they including cycling and the very athletics, they all get peace now, then get executive now where they run, and we don't see much infighting again. So we want to say congratulations to all the best in the next endeavor. And although a lot of people question, say why with all in hard work, the president get for change and bring other person. You think say with Yelenke in work now be the right decision this for President Bio for bring Mama Tima instead of Yelenke continue in that position?
I think in all honesty, Maggie, it's Yelenke has done, like you just said, the time we be in power, there was a lot of tussle and disorganization. And then I call disorganization in various different
No,
institution and
not
boxing.
when in come into power. It
No,
inherits
before it
the
come,
sanity.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're in camp. That's what I mean. There's a lot of disorganization. So the first thing we do is for make everybody there on the same page, which is amazing because they make your own job as a minister of sport very easy in terms of getting across all the boards, communication, all that thing and it. So it don't serve the country well. It don't do well for football. It don't make Kurungo Nations Cup. Not so even the nation was rejoiced in Sierra Leone and across the diaspora. We were all very, very happy for us to be part of a big tournament like that, and obviously the players got rewarded for every hard work that they did. And you see unity and peace in then sporting region then. I think personally now it's time for Mama Augusta to come in and show a own difference. Because if you not give other person chance for them make a difference, you never know, you're never gonna know what they're capable of. So let's see what she can do in terms of sports in general, not only for athletics. We're not saying athletics background the Mami get, which is amazing for athletes like us and the rest of them. But let's see what's in the do in terms of Sierra Leone sports and other different associations like cycling. Cycling has they got a lot of talent, but there's still a lot of work to be done in that aspect. In terms of the athletes are struggling in terms of funding and financially. You get all in. Last week we interviewed the president
I'm
of
wrestling.
I'm wrestling, and then we've done frisbee. We'll have cricket, even cricket as well. They're struggling. So let's see if this might be able to tackle their sports and put them into a program or give them some type of a budget, so then back were able to represent the nation in a way, because we do have this association there, we do have this talent, but because of the lack of funding, you understand, that's why most of this sporting association there, they look for private NGO then for better sponsor them, so the athlete that they will represent the country in other in competition, especially like that policeman will go represent Salone in boxing and go without in coach and go not go to nobody and
Yeah,
fair new
back
way
out.
back out. Yeah. So all them thing and the nine for look at and find a solution. Say even if not one athlete they go represent Salone, the fact say they put green, white, and blue on your back, you forget the support. Doesn't matter how
Okay.
many go. You understand? So I think
Yeah.
that's what she needs to come in and implement.
Yeah, that now be the question what I'm posed to you, like how Mama Tima go bring the sport family together. But since you don't delve into that, in another angle is we not be the same much when it comes to sport infrastructure, although during the former minister in time we see them secure the $40 million renovation project for the Siaka Stevens Stadium where they on renovation now. So looking at the situation, cricket um not get good oval for play.
Mm-mm.
Handball not get good court for play. Tennis not get good court for play, but then still they play all those sports. We even get hockey in Sierra Leone where we not get ice. Very pathetic and funny. We get over 40 something sports where most of them play in venue. We not get them. For be
But we
honest,
can play field hockey. You don't need for play ice
we
hockey.
not even get field. We not even get field. They play that ice office. All right.
So we get
So
hockey, guys.
So, in terms of infrastructure, which role if you say the Miami for play, follow gets a standard indoor facility? Because one thing with the
Oh,
Missna Salon, we not get any indoor facility for we indoor sports them.
that's a big one, Maggie. That's a big one. I think in terms of standard, the good thing is, yeah, what I would say is Mrs. Madame Augustus has seen it from the outside looking in. You understand? So, no, like I say now, she's observed from outside looking in. So she knows what she's stepping into. I think her job or what will make the nation happy is trying to come up with a plan with the government, because I know say every department has a budget, you understand, that gets given to various departments. You get transport, education, sport, various department. Everybody get budgets. So I think she needs to come up with a plan to, like you said, we need an indoor facility, which is very, very hard, because we don't have a structured budget to build that indoor facility. So she needs to come up with that with the rest of the government to find a way to come up with, even if it's a donation from NGOs. If you write a proposal, a company will be happy to build a indoor facility, and you just name it after them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So she needs to, those are the things where she needs to implement her will moving into this role, moving
Yeah.
forward. Because if she doesn't have that implementation, and this is going to be I think, what is it, a 4-year job or 2-year job? So she has time to structure these things in place, and she has time to support these organizations, because it's not going to be happening today like this. We're not a snap of finger, it happen like that. They get for take time. But
All right.
so this is where, if the government doesn't have money, look at other ways. There's fundings, there's donations, there's fundraisings, there's summits that you can go. There's money comes from somewhere if you put your mind to it and you work hard. You can work hard with these groups, work hard with athletics, cycling, football, and then come up with something. So I think it's gonna be a very, very challenging thing for her to come up with. But if Salone at the end of the day have an indoor facility, that is a massive win for all the sports, Maggie, that we just mentioned, because then they
All
will
right.
have something and somewhere to play and train.
Yep. Yep. All right. Will continue with the show? Keep on having you say in the comment section, and you will comment now. You go qualify for the the giveaway, because by the comment there we they take the system go acknowledge the comment, and then you go automatically qualify for the giveaway. But as we talk about the minister, I think a lot of people concerned about the situation where Leosta did, and we don't get a new minister now. Though
You go fire Kista.
in in
That's
terms
one job.
in terms of appointing a coach directly, knocking come from the ministry, then just can support waiting the FA present to them. Coaches appointment they come directly from the FA, and when the FA present the coach where they want for appoint to the ministry can do an approval. And again, I just correct this. I be see some blogs that be the blogs say Keister and contract end no, end date in contract they end in August. They be sign inside August now be signing long term contract with um Leon Star few years ago. So now August in contract therefore, and so he still get a contract where they run, but people on the call say therefore sack the coach Dopeii. They want a new coach, especially with the draw we then see for the World Cup, and people think say if only we get a better coach, Sierra Leone will able for perform better, and that will bring you know livelihood to the youth them, and people they always like football in the country. Waiting now you take with that, you think say now the right decision now for take for fire Keister, or it still needs some time for
Okay.
it still needs some
Um.
time.
No, 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 no. And honestly speaking, I think we we need to move on. We need to move on. We need to move on. We need to find a new challenge. I think even the guy that they play ball, Kista is not a bad coach. Not to say not bad coach. I think his implementation in the team has not turned out the way he wanted. In terms of he doesn't have a formula. Because I was saying in terms of his formula, but there's no formula. We don't have a structured formula that we play with. He doesn't have a set starting 6 player that we go say this guy, then I'm a team fix, and then the rest will build around that. We don't have that. And especially with that Africa draw for the World Cup, that is a very tough draw. You get likes of Egypt inside, Burkina Faso, very, very hard teams. You understand? So we need somebody that has some type of experience coaching international football, or even coaching at one of the highest level. If not the highest level, at least has been one of the highest level. We need somebody else to come inside and see what he can do for this country in terms of football. Because Kista has played his part, and we say nothing but thank you, and we appreciate us going to the previous Nations Cup and celebrating and enjoying that. Everybody, that feeling that we all had, that we all shared as Sierra Leonean, was immense. And obviously, we want to be feeling that again for many more years to come. So I think Kis's time has definitely come to an end. But it doesn't mean that he's not going to coach anymore. It just means for the Nations Cup, for the nation team, I think it's time for him to move on. We need to find someone else, especially with that draw. We need to start moving now before the time get closer.
All right. The thing about the Keister issue, is it about the players the way can call on the formation people not get where no understand where they can use in terms of the delivery and the results oriented, like how we dey get
Yeah.
results and all.
I think it's a bit of both, honestly, Max. I think it's a bit of both. I think like the player that we can call, like if you are somebody where they follow Sierra Leone player abroad, which you do, and the player the way you can post and how well they're doing, and the player the way they track, and plus this other Sierra Leone sport journalists, and the player the way they show we say this na Sierra Leone, they play na this team, this and that. We never get the opportunity for even call them, but we know say that they play. And the player the way, not to say the one the way we call they're not good enough. They are. That's why they're in the team. But we get caliber of athlete there or footballer the way they play at the highest league there. Low give them the chance. So then go at least if you not ask me still I can do something, how I go reject you if you not ask me?
So how about the players the way Keister don't they call but they don't they deliver as well?
Well, that's the thing, the one the way they call it and then they deliver, you can't blame Keister because at the end of the day, now the player the fault, or maybe not the formation, or maybe not the some player they choose not for come because they don't like Keister information the way they play, or maybe they don't like the way Keister
Yeah,
the attitude the
there,
way
there is a lot of rumor around the national team that
exactly.
players like Alex Bangura,
So
um, Issa Kalon, the reason why they're not they come around the
have you
Eastern are
noticed?
because of
Yes,
Keister,
have
they
you
get issue with
noticed?
Keister,
Exactly.
they're not comfortable with the situation and the system around the team, so they're not they accept any invite whenever they call
because
them anymore.
because because if you look at the time we go Nations Cup, Max, and you look at the team we get, that was a good team to the last game we play against Nigeria. If you compare the difference, there's a big gap. There's a big
All
gap.
right,
We're
I,
missing
I
a lot
want
of
on
players.
I want turn the mic to we listeners them today. We viewers them.
Yeah,
If you want to call, you can call and
and give
have you
them two
say in the
cents.
show. Yeah. So like when you talk about this Keister, you should like go through the group for the FIFA World Cup qualification draw. You get group A Usai Salone, Egypt, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Bissau again. we're not playing the second leg.
We'll play them. We'll play them. But we'll play them back next year.
Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. Djibouti, I think now one of the teams away for the first time we go for meet in Africa. But these are the countries. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Egypt, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, and Djibouti. Then they the group. But the thing, when we get issue with the fact that even with the player that will not perform, the coach also gets a way of doing things. Where he gets player
Exactly.
the way they invite, where you know they use. Why calling players where you know they use? If
That's
we
the
can
frustration.
call from Nations Cup to this last game, they call Saiduba from Bo Rangers, you know they use them. None of the game they know they will use them. You take Lamin Conte of FC1C when a natural right back, and you
No, they
call
use
Prince
them.
Barry. Then when you call those two players, you they put the natural right back on a bench. You know they use them. They
You're
use
gonna put
Prince Barry, which
a
is
right
good.
wing, a
Prince
winger.
they play very well there. They play very well there. But if you look at the coaching in style, you got players the way they call way in not they use. And these now some of the reasons they will make the fans them don't they raise concern about how they run the team and the system where they use. You bring starting players, you they misposition them, play them in a different position, and at the end of the day, they become tot bad name. One part of the players they tot that kind of bad name, then a Bakayoko. You get Bakayoko and Musa Tumbo when are the same style, same style that they play, and you they put Bakayoko behind Musa as number 10. A very difficult for the player. Where we they watch away, but they play 19 Bolton and the other team where they now it can either play as number 9 pointed striker or a play from the wings for coming. So, but putting him behind the number 9 is like not bad name for the player.
They hide the guy.
Yeah. So we want to open the mic to the people out there. If you get something for say, call and have you say now the show on WhatsApp, call we and we go pick out what you think about the team and if you think say it necessary we next qualifying phase for the World Cup. A lot of things there for discussing at the show today. But one for delve into that as we viewers they already don't come up with the idea. Let we look at some messages or some comment in the comment section. From here, this person they say, please, my super analyst, I want you guys to discuss about John Keister because this time around we don't need him. Even you guys don't need him too. But you guys are not laying thought on it. But I don't talk so. John Keister, no good bow. Another person they say, keep it up, my lovely sister. Thanks, Timberland of Jenkins Street. Hello everyone from Minister Bangura. This person they say, congratulations to the new appointed Minister of Sport, Ishmael Konneh. And they say that let we look for the comment them on football. For the minister again, women empowerment, congratulations, the Mami Temu Mariamana in Senda one day. Congratulations to her again from Alimami Kuruma. The Sierra Leone, the group Sierra Leone find itself is really tricky, yet still I hope we make it. Okay. The SLFA is not proactive. By now, they should have appointed a new coach by now who will start scouting young lads playing in Europe. I don't think we need to service the service of John Keister anymore. We need to bring back Kai Kamara, Issa Kalon, Alex Bangura, and also Isaac Babadi and Yaya Kalon. All right, these are names where people don't mention. Dopeii. If you know the boy will score for we the goal against Nigeria, one of the goals, the second goal before the way equalize, Augustus Cargo. Yeah, that player they be the calm, they bench at the calm, Keister at the bench at the calm. Where people that make noise, they begin use the bobo. Eddie Bobo they play very well.
I don't know. I think it's like we can this topic. It's an ongoing topic. You know, anytime we start, I had to follow it on because Keister matter. We don't sit up and too long. So I think like like we can see the team like he call, not to say a bad team, like exactly to the talk. He call a very good team, but they play everybody out of the wrong position. So it's like, why they call them player there if you're not going to use them at the right position? If them poor, it no matter. If me not poor left back, it no matter. But at least you don't say me not left back. As about to get for you. I need to go play striker left back. Then the striker where you think say good pass me not saboti for do. So like things like that, play players in the positions that you're gonna get the best out of instead of playing, because Barry is versatile. One of the things I love about the guy is he doesn't complain. He puts at any sign that they feel he play. Now one of the main player in the national team where they call upon and they'll always show up, regardless of whose position he player, But at the same time, play the guy in the guy's position so you can see the best out of her. Because most of these guys, what we don't understand is most of these guys that they play in the National League, the Premier League in Sierra Leone, playing for the national team is an opportunity for them to be scouted by other teams in Europe. So this is the opportunity for them to be seen so they can have an opportunity to play in one of the highest leagues in the various countries in Europe. So them being in the national team is an achievement for them, and you giving them that opportunity for them to showcase their talent, because you put Sunday for men to showcase their talent. For them showcasing the talent is one thing. But I think Keister matter, honestly speaking, we need a fresh start. We need a clean slate. Especially that group. That group right now, out of those 6 teams, including ourselves, maybe not 2 teams, 1 team will beat or 2, and then the rest, if we don't fix up, we're not gonna get out of that group stage.
All right. So to talk about the Leone Star issue and the Keister job, somebody they asked, say, let us discuss on if there is no relegation in the Premier League this year. He's asking a question while we discuss them. Actually, inside the SLFA Congress, where they be all few weeks back, them been talking. They say the president of the FA, Thomas Daddy Brahma, be making clear say relegation gets for day. Actually, team then they relegate. So if the 3 teams are within the relegation zone are not able for lift the head up and run away the FC one Sinister Tiger and Wilberforce striker, then we'll definitely get for relegate. So the relegation system there is no thing against that, and the president SSFB don't confirm that. Make we take this call from Alexandra Tula. Hello. Hello, the great African teacher.
Yeah, Magdalene.
Yeah, your contribution.
Yeah, Magdalene, the thing is, we have said a lot about this national team Leon Stars, and a lot of people would follow no say some of we don't talk plenty, and up to this moment we're still not getting things right. Now, Magdalene, the key thing about Sierra Leone's football is the fact that we still not get quality players who are able to rely on all the time. We get situations wherein you go don't see player then go don't come and improve themselves in one particular match. Then by the time you go into another match, a different set of players then go come. So it's like we not actually get a crop of players where you go say, now the one that we rely on. And these are people who are able for bringing results for the country. We don't actually get that kind of thing there. And then we look at football in general, Magdalene, even before you left this country. You yourself know. We've been trying, but the fact remains that Sierra Leone, we don't do things that we need for doing in the past. We don't keep winning at the footing. And that is, we don't build our players from scratch. Most of the players, Magdalene, you have to attest to that, say, we can always come for discover players at certain age, and their age and then I wouldn't can come show up. It can be very difficult to get a track record of them players and they. Now it's a little bit better now because we are seeing the league playing. But even though the league they play, a lot of discrepancies in the way they make, they actually get the best out of these players. This is as a result of one officiating, a very big problem. Lack of knowledge from some of these administrators we get in clubs here, because some of them they forget that they're administrators. They want to serve as coach. They want to do that.
The last time we see Slipher they play Edwards, we see Didido go inside the field. The man they argue say him just go for good. I don't understand, and the game stopped from that point. Now the game stopped.
So how do you want players to develop with such attitudes coming from people who call themselves football administrators?
Yeah, it's quite a difficult one.
You see, and when you do them things in front of players, you find out the players don't really depend on the field of play anymore. They feel say man and can kind of misbehave for them, then get 3 points where they can just take and move on to the next stage. And this is not helping, to be honest with you, Magdalene. So we get a whole lot of things for do. Now, most times we can just put your attention to the national team. Or if we don't come back, let's come back as a nation and start for work from scratch. If we don't do that, Magdalene, we are wasting our time. And you cannot get the best at the top there when the bottom not actually give you the foundation where you need. Not also the way go team up strong without foundation. And then we hear one for Allah about other countries and say, these countries and Sabiwi, how can you be banking on historic moments?
Exactly.
And the minute they look at them,
all those countries,
how can you be banking?
All those countries don't develop immensely. Their football don't change drastically.
Magdalene, let's take Kemiakilek. I don't have to go too far. Let's just go to Guinea, where they close to where. Go to Guinea and see what's in the happen at Guinea. You look at the facilities there. You look at some clubs and how serious they are for pushing players then going forward. And look at the Guinea national team today. I'm telling you, Magdalene, we get a lot for do. If we not come back and put we house in order and just say we good. Imagination not depend on football. This is something we're practical. And if we don't do the right things, we are never going to get the results. Now, so we got to go close. We feel say we don't powerful because sometimes when we team play fine, we national team play fine. We say we get good team, But then when things begin show on the national team, say we still get a lot for do. People begin say, na the coach, na the this. Yes, they all have their problems. They all have their problems. But I'm telling you, Magdalene, if we not come back and work on the foundations of we game, do football education for them, football administrators there, do proper trainings for football referees, make players understand what this mean to them, this footballer and they play, what it mean for them, to them, and how far this thing can take them if they treat them with all seriousness. But if we're just there, imagining things, Magdalene, I don't think so we're ready.
All right,
I don't think so we're ready, to be honest with you.
Thank you for your contribution. We hope for the getting at this show. Thank you so much.
Well said. Well
Always,
said.
Magdalene, always.
Well
Yeah,
said.
thank you.
A senior colleague in the world of sport journalism, the great Africa teacher, a fantastic commentator, and an administrator as well at the Paralympics
Everything he said
family.
makes
He's the
perfect
Secretary
sense.
General. Yeah, he's
Perfect
in the
sense.
system, a sportsman himself. All right,
why
so
he
when
knows-
teacher will talk, I remember a few days ago again, we see Blackpool game, and it was Blackpool or Republican, so whether they beat referee, the supporter there. How dare you? It's like we're still there in 1961. But now they improve. If
It's hard, man.
referee do you
Salome,
bad, go protest. You dey go beat
Salome,
people, Papa. What if you kill him? What
But
if
tell
you
us
kill him
that
at that
yes.
moment?
Salome out for talk to.
We know that the referee then get their own problem. You know, like teacher, they say we
And
need
that's
more
it.
training. We need
Look,
more
this guy,
training.
Anthony Taylor, for this English coach, this English referee. If you see the list of people that went on Oleka, they boku pass the country. But at the end of the day, nobody there to go jump
English.
inside the
Yeah.
field.
No
Go
English fan
fetcher,
jump in the field.
go
Go
beat
fetcher.
and this, that. They go make their opinion known, but they're not going to do anything in terms of violence, you know?
That again comes to waiting the African teacher, they say, they talk about the structure itself. The venue they all they play, not suit for play for Premier
Not
League.
at all. Not at
No
all.
perimeter fencing, especially the venue them in Freetown. At least the venue there in the provinces like the Konneh field, perimeter fence,
Then
the
get grass.
Southern Arena, they get perimeter fence, they get grass. So they better, even Zoom Stadium, you hardly hear you say supporter then go storm the pitch or invade and attack referee. But with Freetown, the Angola field, the Brahma Tuga Stadium, all the field and where they
Police
play,
field.
parade field,
All
conducive, not good
up to
for play
standard.
Premier League.
It's not up to standard.
We hope say the development where the FA don't count now, the document they don't sign for the 4 pitches where they can develop, it will be a good one for other teams there where they go benefit from as well. Follow we they get standard pitch where we they play. But when you look at this old Leon Star issue, like teacher they say, it all boils down to the way we they develop with players them, the understanding, lack of knowledge, and how they for approach matches internationally and all. You know, a lot of people get one thing where they can say 70-minute Leon start on tire, and people like you observe them. I don't know. Right, the phone line still open. If you have a contribute, you can contribute. The phone line open. We want for do we first draw, and when we come back, we go continue with the discussion. Stay tuned for more. We'll get more for talk today. We got 39 people already. We do post for the draw and they're ready for this draw or Dopeii.
I don't miss we. I don't miss we. I see them take a win at the protest. But take a we for 15 men to one day God make put him up to do the show. A day team up will do the show. Because I'm Manchester man. Yeah. Now if first starts this problem, they talk bad about Chelsea. I be left hand and mind my business. It might be you talk about Chelsea. So now
the draw don't go on already.
You don't win before. Ismail Yusuf Kamara.
Ismail Yusuf Kamara. Now I win today. I don't know. I see this name new to me. It's a very new name.
Follow the page. You need to follow the page.
Ismail, please follow the page and share to your friends.
Share.
Don't be remember that Benteke, so they're kicking him come on. Congratulations, Ismail, our first winner. With him go reach to you and give you whatever you do. It might be a football because they try to change the giveaway style. It might be a football jersey of your choice, the team where you support, or might give you equivalent of the cash. If you want the cash, we can give the cash for buying the jersey. But
I don't know if you give up shop, everybody there accept the cash. They go buy the jersey.
Well, it's a jersey equivalent. So if you support Madrid, we go buy the jersey for you.
You go tell us I want the Madrid Champions League jersey. That is expensive.
All right, congratulations, Yusuf, Islam Kamara, for being with us. We now no worry, we will continue with the program and we get one more draw for go. So if you miss this out, you might win the next draw. But we will continue for move on because we get a lot for talk today, and we can go through some of the comment them and look at what people and don't they say. This person they say John is not good enough. We need better coach at the moment. All right, for Mustafa Aji. John win 2 games in 3 years, competitive games. Aji, exactly, because me not understand how a coach, they win game, but
3
still
years.
But the mouth-watering match is Egypt. I hope the national stadium will be ready that time. Hopefully, they will say 2 years. Yeah, they will say 2 years, so we don't go 1 year now. Maybe by next year, we're already.
They say 2 years, add an extra one.
Ibrahim said, need to go there for goal. No.
John Keister.
We get better player. We just get selection problems. All right. Other person they say keep up the good work. Ibrahim Ibro Verati Sisse from Aji again. We need a more competent coach now. John don't play in role, make it give way. All right. Let we talk small, but if not John, who else? Dopeii.
Yeah, that's a big question, and the way everybody know we know the answer, but we still not thinking of the right answer. For me personally, I think if we give to anybody in the country, I think Salone personally. But statistically, we'll find a foreign coach. Personally, if it's a Sierra Leonean, he's the one. But statistically, for what we want to achieve in football, we'll find a foreign coach. We'll invest in a foreign coach.
All right.
So they can bring something different.
So you they go for a foreign coach, but you they say Mohamed Kalon could be an ideal person if from Sierra Leone.
Definitely.
But take a look at squad quality. Looking at all the African nations, them when they call squad, you're scared. When Nigeria call squad, you're scared.
Nigeria the front line first. before you begin Osimhen, you don't pass Iheanacho, you don't pass Chikwueze, you don't pass, there's a lot of names. But this is the problem. This is what I'm saying, Maggie. Then get at least 6 players there with their name, they always come up at the national team. So you can build around them. But we not get them player there will build around. Because
so you don't think say another thing where they affect with team now the quality of the leagues where players that they play? Because like when you mentioned the Chukwueze, Osimhen, you mentioned even though Leicester City relegate Iheanacho, we see teams then they come up for and now for Bayern. But looking at the quality of the leagues the whole player that they play, Serie D, Serie C, Norwegian League 2, Swedish League 2, what else? In the US, you get August where they play at the UCL, one of at least in the near the MLS small. But watching at the qualities, when you go to England, most of the players the way they play for League 1, League 2, National League. In fact, we go as far as getting a player what they don't call twice the David guy. They don't come in order to play, a right back. They play in Germany regional liga, something like inter area football or so. So you know, think say the quality of the league now they affect with national team when we could play and they're able to perform well. Now we give us we know this Salone. Now we for talk now, Dopeii, because maybe other journalists they went in at Salone, they go for talk because
definitely. Look, the thing about journalism, it's a freedom of speech. Other people very scared to speak their mind. But that's the whole thing. A journalist is somebody that speaks the truth, you know. So yes, the league where they play, they affect. But if you come and look at it, Maggie, we get some players that also they play na championship. We get maybe 1 or 2 where they play, you know, na Belgium first division. We get, I think, a player where they play na, I think, is it Ajax or
Na Cambo. They play na Cambo, but
Cambo.
they relegate. That is that Alex Bangura, one of the player where rumor they go around say decide not for accept invite again for play for Salone because you're not happy with the situation around the national team. And
Exactly. We have a lot of players that play elite, yeah, but obviously the standard of league that they play what they call, it plays a big impact because most of them play in lower division league compared to, you know, your Nigerians, your Ghanaians, your Egyptians, you know, even Algeria also have very tremendous players that play in various leagues. Yes, that they play a big part, but I think for me personally, national team, now unity thing. It doesn't matter where they play. If you can build around these players and have that unity, you know, it will play a big impact. Zambia win the African Nations Cup. Nobody know they play international. You understand? So
but then get a standard league. Here is our league. We
yeah,
league they
the
qualify.
standard league there.
But
The standard league there.
people they complain about refereeing. People they
That's the
complain about.
problem. So it starts from home. Before they look at the international player, they don't fix the system will get a host first. You know, they say Pikin training, I will see beginning. I will see the trainer before you begin going on streets. Low fix with league first, then we can look. Because the thing is, yeah, if you fix the league now the country, yeah, then the player that don't begin show their skills, the player that oversee, you know, even maybe you go call 1 or 2. Because look at it, say, when Keister they call 50 home base player there. But how many get for make the team? 2. So now things like that.
The last time he began more than 8, but
Yeah.
most of them again they go sit on a
No,
bench.
but I mean they play.
I get issue with this side Dubai situation. Why call
Exactly.
inside Dubai and keep
You know,
on
player.
none of the games?
And he was informed, playing good football.
And in team they lead the league.
So it's things like this. So Lord fix the league system. Lord get the good pitches there. Lord try keep the standard of, you know, the Guinea, the country they waited next to it, Liberia. Even Liberia league somehow is better than us. You know, somehow we need to fix the type of pitches that these players are role models. You understand?
So I think the Minister of Sport gets a big
A
role
lot,
for players.
a lot. Because, like, for example, like, yeah, Maggie, we get the A League, right? We get the A League. If they see player, they play A League. Now, superstar. If you see on the streets, if you're not possible, a big fan of A League, you see on the streets, you go get starstruck. So, this guy, they watch on television, they play A League. I want to go take pictures and blah, blah, blah. You know, now the same thing for a player then back home. Now, superstar there. So they need to be treated like that. They need to play in facilities to represent, you know, who they are.
All right. Posting on Instagram, they say Keister shouldn't be there again. We need attacking coach. Yes, I agree because again, me get issue with the coaching system where we always can see the
we
play.
just get one coach for everything. We not get goalkeeper coach.
We
not
get goalkeeper coach. Actually, we get goalkeeper coach.
Well, the goalkeeper coach they work fire. You know for fire.
make them call Mohamed Kalon Master P from YouTube. They say another person. They say SLF is really slow in terms of decision making. Mohamed Menjo Koruma. Maxwell, George the Leone Stars, we need to qualify, but we have to get a quality squad. Keister is not good to coach Leone Star. Kebi from Konneh. How many teams are going to qualify?
Well, two of
from this first round, they're going to go to another round, but I think you get for be 2 by this group, and then they go to the next phase, and then from there they will get forget the final round of people that will qualify.
And now isn't it 64 teams that go to the World Cup or 50?
It should be 48.
48. Okay, so there's an opportunity. You know, now the more teams, the more opportunity that you have. So we just need to make it work.
Thanks, Dominic. Is my favorite program is back. Yeah, but next week back we'll take break.
May watch this again. Let you play.
Yeah, we play this. Mohamed Kalon is the best man for the team. Master P. Another person they say, I'm watching you live from Dubai. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up from Almami Kuruma. And Dominic Kagbo, they say the relegation battle of Sierra Leone Premier League is tough. Yes, Papa, we know. Now they will cancel now. We'll keep the Keister talk first because a lot of people are calling for get a coach. But let we see how it goes. So Dopeii, the Salone Premier League, let we can they back. Let we can to the Salone Premier League as we see. Well, it don't they come to an end for some team. Then one game don't left. Others still get 2 for play. And we see the relegation battle really, really tough with Wilberforce striker, Central Parade, and change the name to maybe they're not for be change their name. Their name Central Parade, fine. Then they are the league. How many years? Nobody not kick them out. They say they can't change their name. They don't buy them. And the name Wilberforce striker. You know, Salone, the team they can be there. That country they get your own game. Now the first country I see. League they go on. First round at the team Legends are parade. Second round the team Wilberforce. Seriously, though, the country get your own game.
No, that's true. That will country there. We need miracle.
Can you imagine? You get your name first round. Like, can you imagine Manchester United now? Now they name Manchester United till December.
They come back,
they go to Christmas break. Then when they come now, they say the name Salford.
That means they're ready for change the whole jersey.
Yes.
That's great. That's crazy.
The jersey and everything, you know. So it's pathetic. So, but looking at the league table and how things they go is like you know, it's difficult for analyze now, but there are certain teams where the chances for let them stay up very, very slim, and this now the league table as of now from what we gather now the league table that and see Eastern Tigers,
Wilberforce and Johansen. Kumba Eagles. Now one of the best teams then last season. Kumba Eagles. And the fact that this year, I think maybe I don't know if not coaching problem or injuries or whatever it is, the fact that now they're 15. But you know, I think they didn't have football. You know, you see the likes of we'll start from the top of the league, you know, because obviously we know see Rangers, they don't crown as champions, but they're still trying to find, you know, the second, third, and fourth is pretty close.
Especially the second, because the second person for represent Sierra Leone CAF. So it's FC Salone. It's rather gonna be FC Salone or Easter Lions, yeah.
That's depending on how many games they get for play.
And even Mighty Blackpool, you can't rule them out.
Because if not 2 games don't left and Mighty Blackpool win all 2, you know, they can be up there as well for the representation of CAF at the end of the season. But you know, you see Kumba Eagles still get, if they continue for win, they're not going to go relegated. They get the same points, I think 34 with all 3 teams, they get 34 points. So even lower than them.
We don't get Africa teacher back. Let we get what you have for say this time around. Yes, the great. Before teacher, they got somebody, they say, what's happening to the FC Salone players deal in Italy? Please educate us. Well, it's all left with FC Salone for educate the public because we know we'll get information of FC Salone inform we tell you, so we not get any information towards that. If we get to go make una know now the online media space. Yeah, teacher, go ahead.
Yeah, Magdalene, when you look at the league table, because as I said, that side we did now part this program today the part of the program for when we look at the league table, you go see say Bo Rangers always in the threat for now. It's not about winning games, and I left for them one more game. We then go play at the final day of the league, and then just to try for keep up with them unbeaten run now. This will be history in football. And the last time Bo Rangers lost a football match was last year, 17th April. Then play against Eastern Lions inside McKinney, and Eastern Lions been beaten by 3-1. But they still go ahead and win that particular league day. And now they're here again this season. for more than lost that game the 17th April 2022. Up to this moment, Rangers still not lost any game yet. So it's now up to something like 41 matches where they don't play without a loss. So I think we need to give them thumbs up, because it takes discipline, it takes sacrifice, it takes money, finance, for keep a team like that. Normally we don't see as a Leone team win league, then we'll begin struggle with them players them. But as say Rangers waiting and able for doing for keep the players them together and make sure say they're able for say they as a unit, even though there were one or two where they release, but then be able for get the component again and able for partake in the competition and see the result they're able for get from. And if they are to continue with this same momentum, it's still possible that they can still challenge for a third one running. We are still they watch them closely for see how they're able for approach next season. But then FC Cologne has been the team where, for me, I think one thing they need for do is the fact that they need for see the league as one way now a league where all man they compete for win and try for respect other opponents. FC Cologne are one team who me strongly believe if only then do things the right way, then can still challenge for titles in this particular country. And going to Eastern Lions. Eastern Lions is another team. Let them forget for the focus on other teams them and try for the make sure they get a result. I think with that in mind, we will begin for see results coming from Eastern Lions again. But the key thing with supporters of Eastern Lions, they do know that. Then they make them players and feel like say then two better pass other teams them, and as a result, they're not able to play and get the needed result. Then when they can come out and begin for cost, make all kind of goodness around the place. But I strongly believe if they can come back and put their heads down and begin for see the league as one way, they are just like other teams, then I think say then go for compete again and begin for win the league. Mighty Blackpool don't see transformation. Since Rodney Michael come, we see say Mighty Blackpool look transformed. But then past few matches there, so they lost form. And I think that make them, they struggle now because they be in a very good position for them for being taken the second position at this particular league. But it's as if they lost focus along the line and at this to affect them at the moment. But by Boy Warriors look very impressive this season. We see Port Authority, then be they on and off, but it's a good thing that they don't end up for them at the seventh position. Now we're very much good. And who they follow the league don't say, now a team with themselves, I think management issues can give them problem. Whether not finance, but it's a very big institution we own this team. So we always feel say they're not for the struggle for certain things that other clubs and they struggle for. But it's still very challenging for Port Authority. And I strongly believe say they're able to put things together. Now one of the teams that we clubs and for the free in this particular country because finance not for be an issue for them at all. Exactly. Diamond Stars have been very impressive this season. They don't push very hard, and I think say then gets a few people who don't come on board. We one try for see if they're able for transform things now. Diamond Stars, but we are still watching because for more than win the league back to back, they have never been the same Diamond Stars again. So we just want to see if the future will be a very bright one for them. Old Edwardians, they don't save themselves because that a team where all time then they get issues. But since they come with them two coaches, them Zappa and that of Coach Silla, I think Old Edwardians has been much more better now for watch. And I think say then they're not compete for the title, but now that they're able to save their neck and then a comfortable position and just need to go ahead and win the remaining two matches, then they will put themselves now safe, because when you look at the goal tally, we then get the -2 goals we then get at in favor, not to a good one at all. Because when you look at what's in the happen right now, you can't down the table. Let me just look at Lower FC. Lower, well, yes, they look impressive because for coming at the league for the very first time and give this kind of performance, I think they deserve thumbs up, and are very much impressed. FC have always been that team where they flip-flop. Sometimes they will give you surprising results. Other times they will give. This is also another very big institution-owned team where the field say themselves for they perform very well, but themselves gets a whole lot of issues on finance, keeping players is another problem. Management is a problem for them. Wusum Stars, Real Republicans. Before I go on to Wusum Stars, Real Republicans have also been, for me, coming from the absence in the league for a very long period, and then they're able to come. Well, they're not GUI 100% perfect performance, but I think for people who we don't miss this name, then they will feel very much proud that Republicans able to come back again. And then you get Wusum Stars. Magdalene, when you look at Wusum Stars, they've not been that consistent in terms of their performance, because they get a whole lot of issues with management. And I think that don't affect the team. We make We not see that flamboyant football with them they play in the past. So it's quite a tough one for them. Then let's go to Lamboy. Lamboy has been a new team, but then boys say, I think if only they're able to stay at the league come next season, there will be a force for reckon with. Because when you look at these boys, they are still very young, they get a long way to go, and they don't give very good performances at the league itself. Cambo Eagles, my brother at the program, they talk about Cambo Eagles, say last season, then they look very much good. Yes, these are one of the teams that we will be feel say for be consistent now in terms of the number of years where they don't spend at the league. But then they go through a whole lot of struggle, but they're able to survive this one because they're at the borderline. If they're able to survive this one and able to put their house in order, it might be a different season come next season. But I think for now, they've not been that impressive. Wilberforce, like when they say, Central Parade changed into Wilberforce FC. Since the name change, it hasn't been a very good team. They don't struggle, they don't strain, forget results. And now we watch them for see if they're able to give you that kind of performance we all they look out for. We for save them. But the position where they defend themselves so now. Remember, they don't play 33 games and just get one more game for play. And if they play that game they say and win, then will only end up with 37 points. That depends on how the other teams send it. But when you look at the goal margin, the goal tally, the 37 points can save them, provided Lamboy lost their final game, then they can save them. But Lamboy need for lost their final game. Then we go to FC Johansen. FC Johansen need for save themselves now because then still get 2 games for play. We can take them to 40 points. But then, if they play, then get them 40 points. Then you look Cambo Eagles, go and get them 40 points. Magdalene, I think it will still be difficult for FC Johansen. So that's the problem there at the moment. But for Eastern Tigers, they are gone. We don't forget about them at the league. Come next season, they will not be there. Right. Magdalene, they are gone. So it's been quite an interesting table. But trust me, I think, like we say, come next season, we need to put our house in order, get a very good Premier League board, get a disciplinary committee who will take actions as swift as possible so that at least we're not going to see people and they escape punishment whenever it comes to that. Yeah. And then the decisions can come slow. And for me, they help at all for solving the situation.
Just imagine somebody, they serve suspension, they go invade pitch again. Up to now, something where them video then show up to now, the Premier League board not say anything about that. And that possibly
so these are some of the things so we talk. If what is good for the goose is should also be good for the gander. But if you make decisions, some people they suffer, others no they do them at all. To be honest with you, from the fact finding, the only team in this country presently we don't respond to punishments and fines effectively in Abo Rangers. To be honest with you. This is as a result of the kind of structure where they don't decide to put themselves into. And this is a team where, when you look at the people already around them, they all want for make name. So you find out, say, then they try to do the right things, let the club in name not go down at all. If we begin to see other clubs and they replicate that, then I think say it will be good for the league. But again, let the club officials then begin to respect authorities and know, say, when you falter, you liable for face punishment. Yeah. But if they're not begin for respect them things, then it will be a very big problem, Magdalene.
Yeah, in Sierra Leone, they see some certain team whenever they try for discipline them, they try for look at them, say then they hate them now because they're not like them, this, that. So
exactly,
it's hard for accept and also go by the thing the way for govern we. You mentioned one side where I don't look at also this board where we get now board when we before attract even a sponsorship. Had it not been for the president of the country, the money where they release for sports, for particularly the Premier League, we don't forget Premier League this season. Because from the money where they release from the government and then they run the league. So up to now, not any sponsorship. Teacher, what you think say for be done for let we get a better board, we're going able for attract sponsorship. For let we know, few weeks back, the rumors say clubs the one for begin boycott.
Of course, there was almost a moment where we be almost one gets the end of the league, way for the end abruptly. They don't for be disappointing to the entire country because for that you don't get a league, don't go. Then it been just left until like 5-6 games for clubs. Then you begin you say clubs and say they don't want to play again the balance matches then because of finance. Then they begin for call them to a meeting, then sit down, and you get the one group who them inform when are the club members then come together and form that particular one day. Then they raise some great issues against the board, and at the end of the day, then the board be able to sit down and talk. But Magdalene, this is something where we need for commercialized with league. We need for commercialized with league. You know, say in the past, we get companies that will be they come on board where, even though they were not many, but then they come and sponsor. Yeah. But then there was this fight here and there, you know, pulling the executive of the FA not being that you know, convincing to people out there. So people they say, because of the infight, how can I take my money into such a league? Yeah. You know, and when they put money kind here, you for able to see results at the end of the day. But that was not the case for Sierra Leone League. And then they make a lot of you know, business houses then they get for shy away from the league itself. But then we need to go back and look at where we got it all wrong. Remember, we can get somebody like Benson, where they act in that capacity for see how best and able to attract sponsors for come on board and support the FA in pushing the league. But then, on to the end of Benson in tenure in that particular office, we not see much will happen. We didn't see Orange come at some point, we then begin for make like and they sponsor. Then all of a sudden, when the league done, instead of them come and push Orange for letting go support more, what they do, then go begin get engagement with AfriCell. And AfriCell not come and give the kind of support we all be the lookout for at the end of the day. So you're not able to manage the first one where you get, you go take another one where commitment not be in at their own parts at all. You know, so now there the problem can be. So these are things we really need for look into. If we are going to get companies for come on board the league, let we look at the companies that what we call for come, not for just campaigns for we, not for just come, you know, talk big talk them. But this time, let we look out for companies where we actually put some money and make we able to realize something at the end of the day. Magdalene, we all know when we be the Cedar Man of the Match award, we already be the game. It be make the team be so competitive.
Yeah, at that time,
everybody want for. Yeah, at that time, everybody will want for say he win man of the match. Because just imagine some player win up to 3, 4, 5 phones where Orange be the key for man of the match. Will that be a very good motivation for players? You know, you be get some of you be make fun of that. Say, but some player will go looking girlfriend say one phone, he go just tell and say, wait till I go win man of the match. You know, like I can give you the phone where they win. You know, but then all that just wipe out. They just wipe out. So these are the kind of things we need for look for. If we're able to maintain certain sponsors when they come on board. Let we not just say depend on the government. This is until I don't say on television, I don't say on the radio, that waiting we need for do. Waiting the government they do, so not saying them be supposed for they do for come and pump money into the league. You know, by now we for not able to get a league we're able for one by itself.
Yeah.
But we don't play almost season now. Up till now, we still not get companies where we're able to depend on, say, then why now they'll bank on for run this league. So we really need to move away from that. Get a board where go look marketable, you know, and then try for see how best then go able for convince you know, business houses then for come on board in the future. Because next season is coming again. This one I don't even know. So by next weekend, we talk about a different the defending champion Bo Rangers winning the league again, then gets a trophy again, you know. But then if we not put our house in order and go back next season, we will still get in a situation where you need a club then go tell you say, me tomorrow I not think so I go able to go play. Next tomorrow I not think so that game they are go able, and that is not good for the league at all.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Alex, for your contribution. That was very, very good because you cover everything about the table and how the team then stand and waiting at the reason we made the face challenging situation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Magdalene. You're welcome.
All right. Okay, Michael Dopeii, Africa Channel, my colleague, we work together at Radio Mercury, and I seen your colleague anyway.
Yeah,
fantastic commentator, yeah. So, when you get for go on December, you go see Africa teacher because most likely it can be announcer back for athletics now stadium. Okay, so teacher don't deliberate everything. You know, it don't scatter. I don't think
they don't scatter, they don't mix. If nobody know the arena well, they play. We don't come on for wait for the replay.
Yeah, but what me they say, them beats they beat referee, then invade where they invade pitch. Then thing and they need for stop because if you not stop as sponsors, they're not they come in.
Exactly.
And they go put me money per something where they run like village league. And then they go before.
This
all the time now the same old stories.
Remember we say security club they need for take charge. If now you the host, you need for take charge, you need for get security around the premises. When you go watch game now, yeah, even if they're picking game there, you see where you reach, where they play, let's know where they play, but when you reach, then go give you auntie or grandpa or uncle or mama or papa, or they give a vest, at the back, you say groundskeeper. That means say where the game they play, where they play, that person they look after the field, so nobody will go inside or obstruct the game. So you don't really need for pay people there. The fans then, the one that they love the game, the cable do it for free. There's a way you can make it that fans that can be part of the game by helping the local teams. Oh, you didn't forget that high vis vest. You guys say groundskeeper or ground security, and you don't need for pay.
Or stewards.
Or stewards, where they play league now, yeah. Now their parents say they can do that day. Where you reach, they say, oh, where's your mom or dad? Then can and get stewards or groundskeeper. They say you don't play. Now you pay and they for look after the field, so nothing other for happen. So sometimes they're not about financially, it's about using your brain and doing the right thing. So you can get the people involved. So I think they need to stop doing that, because then the league doesn't go forward.
One thing where teacher mentioned now the fact say the Premier League board always a slow then decision. Can you imagine them beat referee few days ago up to now? No, you hear anything from them?
Nothing. Whether
somebody there when they serve suspension, he go again, he invade pitch up to now. No, you hear from the Premier League. So it's rather unfortunate. Well, we can do we other draw soon, but let me talk about the international transfer. I think we don't deliberate more on Sierra Leone today. And the league, the Leone Star business, John Keister, again, they asked Keister in contract not done it. Actually, in contract now inside
next
August.
Next month.
So now next month in contract, they Pedro. Yes, that's yes, it's Ben. And I'm a commentator. They tell me the game is play. Is it the guy invade the pitch now? Asks, is that Ben? Yes, it's Ben. So he asks the answer.
He said Dopeii, new minister of sports.
All right. We continue with the show, and let me talk more about the international transfer now. Dopeii, I think we don't deliberate more about the Salone Premier League. But before we go, today we get some matches that we get for play inside the Premier League. Diamond Stars go play against Eastern Lions. Cambo Eagles go host Freetown City Council na Konneh Field. Old Edwardians go host FC Johansen na Parade Field. Very important game for FC Johansen. You see they lost this one today, it go signal say that they join Eastern Tigers. The people where they say football know what to make they laugh. This is not a very systematic relegation. That's what I go call it. Systematic relegation, because the three teams them whether are the relegation zone are family. They're kind of attached. When you look at FC Johansen, the role where Eastern Tigers chairman be play for FC Johansen, the Terra Shade, and the role where play for Leda Ibrahim coming as president, they're all intertwined. Now that make rumor be they go say relegation not get for day, because people feel say because of these three teams intertwined, so they go play a game for no relegation that day. But the president don't make it clear say teams then will definitely get for relegate. So that we don't get them clear, and we'll get promotion from the Division 1 playoff we will start. So also we go see Mighty Blackpool they play against Wusum Stars na Angola Town Field. So now the fixture that for today. Now we talk about international football. We'll talk small about the Dopeii team Chelsea. We see club friendly that we don't start. We Manchester we win with first one, but we win. We start with 2-0 win, and two young boys begin for win that game day for we. So waiting now you take about the international transfer and all.
Right now, the only person with the stress international transfer now Romelu Lukaku. That guy, I don't understand that, man. It's people like say that they both say it at the wall every day. Yeah, can Chelsea, then and go Inter Milan. Now Juventus you want to play for.
I go replace Pogba.
I mean, like the likes of Lukaku, Fabrizio Romano, the great journalists where everybody, obviously, if you follow sports, if you follow football transfer, and that's the most reliable source that you go to. It reports about Lukaku trying to find a club, because Chelsea, obviously, we don't want Lukaku again. Once I forget off the wage bill, we just don't sign Christian. AC Milan don't sign Christian Pulisic, which was confirmed in passing medical, and obviously Arsenal just unveiled Declan Rice and Justin or James Timber 2 days ago. So officially they're both Arsenal players. We see the likes of United on a still wait for confirmation for sign, the international Cameroonian goalkeeper from Inter Milan, Onana, because right now David De Gea as a free agent is no longer with United, so United need a first choice keeper before the season starts. Chelsea also, we're still waiting to sign Moses Caicedo from
Yeah, that's what I'm
Brighton.
reading now. That's what I'm reading. They said that discussed as well as Chelsea pursuits for Caicedo, and why the Blues, in particular Enzo Fernandez, need the Brighton midfielder.
Yeah, we need another we need another at least, because Caicedo can play 6 and 8, which will give Enzo Fernandez a little bit of freedom to push up in the midfield. So at least Caicedo will give him that extra cover, and then we get Fofana, one of the young striker there, don't go on loan to Union Berlin. I think Aston Villa too has signed somebody from Villarreal.
Yeah, they signed the defender,
Yeah.
um,
So
Torres.
Torres, and then you get the likes of Tottenham. Harry Kane, still wanted by Bayern Munich. Thomas Tuchel is fighting hard for they sign the striker. I think he's putting a third bid this coming week, should be coming in for Harry Kane. Foley left Tottenham, but it's still a battle for Tottenham to release. He's still got 1 year left in his contract. So after this season, he's going to be a free agent. So if Tottenham not sell Harry Kane, then he's just going to walk out for free next season. And you get the likes of what's it? Danny, no, not to Danny Young Smalling coming back from Roma to Everton as a free agent. So Smalling is back in the Premier League. So you get a lot of things happening in the English Premier League in terms of signing. There's still one or two things that are onshore. Chelsea is still trying to get confirmation for um what's this guy's name? Ziyech to go to Al Ali because he failed the medical, so we still wait for confirmation for Lego, and we still get another player that we're trying to sign from Lyon. So there's still a lot going on, in the international
Yeah. So
block.
let we look at some of the players that we don't come in. For Arsenal, you get Declan Rice from West Ham for £105 million,
I tell you,
and
man.
you also get Kai Havertz, Chelsea, £65 million, and Joel Timber, Ajax, £38 million, and that now the players that we don't come in. So you get Timber, Havertz, and Declan Rice. Three big names joining the Gunners, and so far the one that we don't left the club, Pablo Mari Monza, go to Monza on disclosed fee. You get Nicolaj Muller, St. Gallen for undisclosed fee, also you join them, and you get Ogumbo, we go to Borough, and you get Matt Smith instead of go wing and free, and Maitland Niles from they release them. So with the three names that were coming, so that's true. Say they see much of big names were left, but you get
They did that for nobody get for Xhaka. Xhaka had
yeah,
left
Xhaka
for
also left. Yeah. I
21
just saw the
million.
name here.
Yeah,
21.4 million for Bayern Leverkusen. So
yeah.
it don't join Bayern on that. So now the only player where they don't make money per way go out. But see, Arsenal don't pour money. Looking at their situation last season, then come as far as they come closest for win the league, but they're not able
They
for end
look,
the gate.
they touch, but they don't conquer.
Yeah, so you think say with these three signing, and hopefully they will get more players to join them, this will make any significant change in the Arsenal squad?
I think what the coach Ateta is trying to do is address certain key positions where you feel like say you need them player them from made and can play a big role. Especially last year towards the end of the season, they struggled with Saliba being injured in the back line, because it's Saliba and Gabriel, the two center backs. When Saliba was injured, they were struggling a lot in playing. Rob Holding, having that chemistry with Rob Holding and Gabriel wasn't that good. So I think Timber is probably going to be that rotation in terms of the back line. And obviously, you get Declan Rice, a very, very high name in the English Premier League. Also, one of you say in England, one of the best midfielders in as an Englishman playing in the league. He can play anywhere from a 10 to an 8 to a 6. He's very versatile, very mobile. A lot of teams, including Chelsea, obviously Man United, and Man City were after him, but obviously Arsenal ended up getting the signature. I think Arsenal needed that player. I think that was their number one main target, trying to get somebody to cover that midfield. And you get the likes of Kai Havertz. To this day, nobody knows Abu Salah what they play in position. I don't understand that. But Arsenal feel like they can, bring the best out of him in terms of playing him, because when he was at Chelsea, we used him more as a number 9, and we know that we struggled with that because he's not a number 9. But I think Arteta is going to look at it as a challenge where he can either use him behind the striker, playing behind Gabriel Jesus. You can have, Kai Havertz roaming behind, and then you have Odegaard as the number 8, backing Kai Havertz. So I think they did adjust the key positions that they were looking for that made them not to win the trophy or the league last season. So I think for Arteta is a good signing for Arteta, but as a Chelsea fan, we make money at the end.
All right, let me look at Aston Villa, one of the teams the way they try for build up, and we know say then coach when Emery now possibly get experience. So he bring in Pau Torres from Villarreal for
Which is
33
a very,
million.
very good signing. A lot of
Yeah,
teams wanted Pau Torres.
for
Even as
33
Snag
million.
wants.
Yeah, I could recall Manchester also at one time. Then they
Yeah,
linked up with
yeah.
them. And then get Rico Richards, we come from West Brom on free transfer, and Yuri Talisman from Leicester City for free as well.
Another good
The
signing.
only big name we left them now, Ashley Young, we go to Everton on free.
Yeah.
So what it means, it means for Pau Torres in addition to the Aston Villa defense. Aston Villa now one of the teams that will be improved for be so much difficult for defeat, especially with big name team. They're not being give them easy walkover, and them be well structured since Emery joined them.
Yeah, look, Unai Emery is a coach. Now, coach where if you put on a team where already don't excel, like with the coach Arsenal, he struggles. But with a team where like Aston Villa and Sevilla, we don't coach, win various European league with Villarreal, that team that way, they need that extra push, enable go inside there and create that impact. Pau Torres is an amazing, amazing defender, and a lot of top 6 Premier League team to be Wanta, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, so on and so forth. So the fact say he choose Aston Villa, I sure to say that he trusts the coach, Unai Emery, and whatever he's trying to implement moving forward. Rio Tielemans also another phenomenal midfielder. I remember, I think 2 or 3 seasons ago, Arsenal trying to get his signature from Leicester City. I think there was a point where they were really close, and then the deal got cancelled. He stayed in Leicester. Obviously, now that Leicester's relegated, he went on a free to Aston Villa. Also, another choice. He could have gone to any of the big 6 Premier League teams. He chose to go Villa because maybe he believes in the coach and what the project is there at Villa. So I think for you, Unai Emery, he's also strengthening. And last season, you saw how amazing Villa did. I think they just want to maintain being in that top 6 of the table. Yeah.
Yeah. So looking at Chelsea now, Una don't sell Boku, Una don't bring Boku. So I don't be business Una don't bring Boku people. Una get the one that were coming, Chelsea, you get Nicolas Jackson from Villarreal as well for 31.1 million. Christopher Ekunu from RB Leipzig and 52 million Bunabayam. Kendrick Perez from Independiente, 17.27 million. And when I get a lot of other players for undisclosed fee like Alex Mateos from Norwich, Diego Moreira from Benfica, and Samuel Smith. Samuel Smith. Not okay about this. Everton. We'll go find out. Everton undisclosed. But the one that we left, we not get Advert to Arsenal, Mateo Kovacic, Manchester City, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, AC Milan, Mason Mount, Manchester United, Kalidou Koulibaly, Al Hilal, Eduardo Mendy, Al Ali, and Cesar Azpilicueta, Atletico Madrid, Nathan Bergster, Bolton, N'Golo Kante, Al Ittihad, and then get Baba Rahman. Also left Xavier Simmons for free. and John Stalin, Rangers for free, and Ethan Wade, they release some. You get some McLean release, Prince Adigoke release, Derek Abu release. I think Derek Abu now the player we say he want for left football and focus on the music career. Actually, don't did at Chelsea for a very long time. The following story. Very funny player. I say in the left because he want to focus on the music career. You get Bakayoko also release and Joan Costello. Many players in the owner release. Very, very yeah. Christian Pulisic, Charlie Webster, Dion Rakin, they're all on our list.
I think with Tuboku, we had like, we had at one point in time, we had like 2 teams out on loan, full starting 11 teams will be there on loan. And obviously with this new administration under Tomboli, the American, and I think the Saudi guy with a partner for by Chelsea. There's a lot of infrastructure going on in Chelsea camp right now. I think most of the players they would on buy. I think the only one way now for the first team, Nina Jackson from Villarreal, but the rest of the players that we have purchased are for the academy under 21s, the Premier League reserve, and under 18. I think they're trying to build a structure for the future, which is not a bad thing. And obviously, all them guys that we don't sell and we don't get off the wage bill because our wage bill was very high. And because we don't make Champions League and we're not playing any European competition, we have to meet the requirement of FFP, which is financial fair play. So all these guys going to Saudi and going to different clubs and being released, it helps the wage bill go down. And then in terms of we can still sign players and still have a transfer budget or market without being fined. Because I remember previous seasons, 2 seasons ago, with Lampard, when Lampard was in charge, we were fined for FFP and we couldn't sign any player. That year was the year that I remember we had Kovacic on loan, and that was the only transfer that we had for the season.
Okay.
For the season. So
let's look at Liverpool now, the Reds. So in is Alexis McAllister, Brighton, 35 million pounds, and you get Dominic. I didn't call his last name.
I think is it Swedish or
I can get that from RB Leipzig for 60 million, and also Liverpool released a lot of players. They released Leighton Clarkson, we go Aberdeen, Roberto Firmino, we go Ali. I don't know. They were Aberdeen in Scotland. Naby Keita joined Werder Bremen for free. James Miller joined Brighton for free. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain released. We don't get any information of club for our heads.
Wow.
Owen Beck, Dundee on loan. Fabio Cavallo, RB Leipzig on loan. Ave Davies, Crew on loan. Calvin Ramsey, Preston on loan. Sepp Vandenberg, Mainz on loan. And Rice Williams, Aberdeen again on loan. So that's now Liverpool. But looking at Liverpool, then get 2 players who don't come in. You think Segway will solve them problem as themselves been lack behind last season?
I think Liverpool and problem at the midfield. The midfield they are all the likes of Fabinho, the likes of Jordan Henderson, the likes of James Milner. I think it's good that they're all moving on. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Fabinho also is looking to go to Saudi, and Jordan Henderson is going to join Steven Gerrard, who is also one of the coaches in the Saudi league for play for. McAllister, I think, is a smart signing by Liverpool. Liverpool, they do says not even pay transfer, they just pay the guy release clause when I be 35 million, and then there you go. So Liverpool is a big sign player there, and it's very smart. They'll go for the easy choice instead of go negotiate. They just pay release clause. McAllister is going to be a very good. I think Liverpool is trying to fix their midfield, because in midfield, like I said, the legs were getting tired and they were run down. So it's very good signing. There's 2 players that are coming. I think they're still trying to sign more players for midfield, because the attack is very stacked. I see 2 days ago, they changed the number there. Everybody don't begin changing the number. Number 9.
They look at the 2 Manchester club now, and we round up Manchester City we see in Spike Brits from AFC Wimbledon joined City for undisclosed fee, and Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea, as we said earlier, 30 million. Wait and get a fall. And out you get a lot. Shea Charles, you go to Southampton for 15 million. Josh McNamara, Southampton for undisclosed fee. Morgan Rogers, John Middlesbrough for undisclosed fee, and Ciaran Slicker, Ipswich for undisclosed fee. Terrell Middlesbrough, Ike Gundogan for Barcelona on free transfer. Benjamin Mendy released. Benjamin Mendy, this guy.
I
Kean
know,
Brekin,
man.
Wycombe on loan. Liam Delap go to All City on loan. So Man City much not ever talk because we just see them bring one big name in and they release them Cape and a lot of other players in the game where they release inside Manchester United. In only one player also Mason Mount, Chelsea, 60 million pound where they sign them from, and out you get Zidane Iqbal where they don't left for go on to Utrecht for undisclosed fee. A lot of United fans be careful frown out this because they look at them say this particular player now player we get a future with the club, particularly how we be play with them now. The well, last season during the tour, Ethan Laird go to Birmingham and you get Manny Knockett, also join Nottingham Forest. Ethan Galbraith to Leighton Orient and Deshaun Bernard
Hey,
release. De Gea
I'm a team
release. Phil
Nandi.
Jones release. Axel Twanzebe release. So a lot of players released from Manchester United as well. But we don't discuss the Mason Mount one last week, so much not able to talk. But the Benjamin Mendy issue, while we round up with that, waiting now you take about issues like this where you happy to play at them, where people can put false rape allegation on, and at the end of the day, they're not finding guilty. And then people here will put false rape allegation, they walk free as well. For me, as a woman, an advocate for women's rights and girls' rights as well. But this particular situation, a player lost in career, just imagine which side they can start from, and you do false allegation against them, there you go free. I think that there should be a law for false allegation.
There should be a
There should be a
consequence,
law.
obviously.
For over 3 seasons, the guy was out, not getting anything. Now he's going to start from scratch, and Man City release him already.
Yeah, I think Man City was just waiting for him to, see where the case was gonna go before they can take any further action. Because you look at the likes of the young man as well that plays for Man United, but we're not gonna go into that. Yes, it's disheartening, somebody's livelihood, somebody's that guy Naina the provider for a family for the fact that he spent 3 years try to fight this case, not playing football, not getting paid for what he loves to do, not doing his job, and for him to be found not guilty after all those years. And at the end of the day, there's no compensation. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
and I like what Memphis Depay writes now in Instagram about the whole situation. It's really sad. Me personally feel say people where they raise false allegation for be dealt with at the end of the day if they find out say
Yeah, there has to
false
be some
allegation.
form of consequences, because it's either you compensate in a way, because somebody that Mendy, he's lost so much
He's
in these
lost
past three
everything.
years, and he's just coming out, and where is he gonna start from? Which club we're gonna officiate, associate with him, things like that. So if family, where's his family? How they're gonna view him as a person? So not only the football side, you look at in life from home. How is he gonna feel when he get home? How is he gonna sleep? How is he gonna react to people outside? So there's so much you can look into it. And then the person that get all these allegation there, then they not still they walk freely, they enjoy their life like nothing ever happened. So there has to be some sort. I'm a big advocate for women's right. Don't get me wrong, but there has to be some sort of consequences for all these allegations that's going on. Because yes, we know he's a footballer. Yes, we know he's a superstar. But that not give you right say, let go put something panel so you go get beneficial. If you want something or money or whatever, ask. Don't create a problem when there's not a problem. Create a solution, not a problem. So that's what we need to find a way to do moving forward.
Next season is going to be highly competitive because teams have done some great signings. Yes, of course. And somebody they say Manchester for sell the club first. Well, everybody check them.
Check
We don't
the
know
don't
what.
worry. Bismillah, check the cam.
I don't think if Mendy will be able to find his form again. Exactly. That's a sad situation. Let we do the draw and we go say bye bye for today. And we don't get about 44 people. We don't enter for the draw. So we
Temporary.
look at what's going on. Good luck to the next winner.
Mara yo name longo eti Aswi Abubakar Abdul.
Atiwe Abubakar Abdul. So we don't know if this is Sierra Leone that's one or whatever.
I am a
We'll
novel writer. You know me long past book.
So
Yeah,
we
man.
got 2 new winners anyway.
Just follow the page where they subscribe. You know, share, tell a
Abubakar
friend to tell a friend.
Abdul. Okay, he's the second winner. And Sam Konneh, they say, sorry, M. Konneh, they say, Mendy has lost everything. It's really sad when you are black, rich, and famous. You should be careful. It's not a thing I want to discuss because black women themselves get issue with that.
We're not go sleep.
So when a black man you don't get money, una need look we again.
No, sir. We sister like vex, so we don't get money.
But I'm glad you follow the bad thing and me too now, but it's
Of
like
course,
guys
of
are not
course.
getting it and they know they
No, me personally, me a black man, I like black woman. So every money, you know, they will do one side. Don't forget.
Alright. Congratulations to the winners. Dopeii, we dey go now as we dey round up. What's gonna be round up message? So we
Look, thank you very much for everybody. You know, the past couple of days or weeks, you know, we had a little bit of technical difficulty. The fact that we get like 40 to 38 people that at the draw show say, you know, we still get our engaging fan base, you know, willing to come in here and listen to what we have to say, which is very, very good. You know, keep up the good work. As you can see, at the Cadley Day in training, will come back. The season will for start soon. Athletic season will for start in the next 2-3 months. So we're in season, we're coming. So we can't wait. But okay, no worries, sir. You get for watch me run. I can't. But now, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
all right. Thanks, guys. Like we say, unfortunately, next week we're not gonna for the online because we
only for go other side. You know, say this country to one side.
so or the move house and the old studio got for move as well. So and by the time when officially the internet provider gonna fix the internet for let we get live show, but we might come through with mobile phone name on Facebook Live. We're not gonna use we normal StreamYard system, broadcast system. We go use phone if we get time. Until then, we hope say Arsenal one the bye show.
How are you? The buy for go sit up
I don't see Dimi loss.
Dimi loss. Ask the brother. Maybe don't go to church.
We hope say Arsenal one the bye show.
Don't say that we hope pastor that day.
Because this season, if we not win, the provoking will pass mark.
As that my neighbor provoker, because you see provoker, they go begin tell you about the invisible days. They go begin tell you about this thing the way they don't win before they even born themselves. So
una back una for win cup now.
No, but who don't win in the modern era? We win the second Premier League team we win the Champions League. So we don't win at the modern era, but it's not no winner. Who they come? We just need for buy striker no more. The whole team don't set. And goalkeeper. Goalkeeper right now.
And I come by Musa Tomo. Oh, Musa Tomo say now he want play for.
Oh, Musa go begin. I think that gunshot here. That cutlass shots time go here in East London.
Yeah, remember for Musa begin they say get Devils. So want play for the Red Devils.
You wanna go men now.
We begin as Sweden. They say we get Devil. So now the man's want play for Manchester United. Manchester United are the Red Devils.
Yeah,
so Devil want play for Devils.
Until next time.
All right, guys. Thanks for following the page. All right, bye-bye, Dopeii. See you. I'll come near you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.